All right, welcome back to the channel. Anthony Joshua talking out of his side of his neck about Deontay Wilder. Man, I'm sorry. I know that nobody really cares about Anthony Joshua anymore. You know, it's not 2017. You know, he's not the high-flying guy anymore. But still, when he says stuff about Deontay Wilder, especially this type of, like, what? Calling him that? When you act like that? I just can't take it. I got to do a video about it, man. So please join me for the conversation in this video. All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. There is a boxer in the UK named AJ, also known as Apple Jacks. A Jackass, all kind of other names, man. We had on the show, I know some of y'all might remember this, man. We had a live stream about Anthony Joshua one time, dude, and we just made up names. People were just making up names for AJ. They were just, it was hilarious, dude. The most famous one, dog, seriously, was ASS Juice. AJ. So anyway, AJ has got a little bit of amnesia. Okay, he forgot that he got his ass knocked out by Andy Ruiz. Okay, and he must have forgotten that he skated his way around and refused to engage with Andy Ruiz and skipped around the ring, dude, like a ballerina and got out of there with a decision win. And he must have forgot all of that. Because he had a nerve to call Deontay Wilder a bitch, and that he is more of a man than Deontay Wilder. Look, man, you just can't make it up with these type of dudes, man. Like I said, man, back in 2017, I remember when AJ was the man. Just go back and just look at how things have changed because of what a I'm not going to continue to use that word. We're just going to call it a B. We're just going to cut it to the chase. Look at how Anthony Joshua's career has morphed because he's a biot, because he's one of those. This dude was sitting right at undisputed. He had one fight. He had won the IBF belt. He had won the WBA belt. He had won the WBO. The IBF, the WBA, and the WBO. He had won all those belts. There was only one more major fight to happen in the sport of boxing in heavyweight division for an undisputed championship. Only one more fight. And he jumped on some roller skates and skated away from it as fast as he could. And we had to go ad nauseum into the details, showing what he had done from basically 2016, not even 2017, but for sure from the week after he beat Vladimir Klitschko. Deontay Wilder was not in that plan. Eddie Hearn sat down in front of IFL TV and laid out talked about the eight fight plan and his 10-year plan. I guess there's 2 years because 8 fights would be 4 years. But you had like a 4-year plan and an 8-year plan. And it wasn't about the money. It was about the greatness. And you got to pick this fight and that fight. And he said, well, we want to fight with Pulev as the mandatory. And then we're going to fight this guy. And then we're going to fight that guy. But we're not going to fight Luis Ortiz because, hey, man, maybe we'll drop a belt if they try to make us fight Luis Ortiz, And another plan is for Anthony Joshua to fight Deontay Wilder to fight Dillian White. Yeah, that was all this. Oh, I've been number one for 600 days. I've been nah, dude, man, please. Only reason Dillian White was ranked up that high and pushed like that in the WBC is because they did not want. Ooh, sorry, had to take a break because, Zeus and my new little itty bitty dog. I got a big dog and a little dog. Big dog Zeus, little dog is Bizu. And we're in this quarantine, so a lot more people in the neighborhood walking dogs and stuff. So every 5 minutes they're barking at my door. So I had to jump off real quick. I'm back now. So anyway, man, what I was saying about this Dillian White dude, look, and all this scheme setup that Eddie Hearn and AJ had to try to avoid Deontay Wilder and, you know, become the king of the heavyweight division, all of that nonsense, dude. We remember that, Anthony Joshua. Remember that. And Deontay Wilder, see, this is something I said in a live stream, dude. You can lose and not be what AJ is calling Deontay Wilder, because he fought. He did not have to. Nobody has to say Deontay Wilder would not fight Tyson Fury, or Deontay Wilder would not fight Luis Ortiz. That there's some rival of Deontay Wilder that Deontay Wilder refuses to get into the ring with. You can say that about Anthony Joshua. Absolutely 100% say that about Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua did not want to fight Deontay Wilder, but let's just examine it. Let's examine it from the point of view of the fight that I guess that he's basing this Deontay Wilder's is a God, I don't even want to say the shit. Deontay Wilder's a bitch. Damn, but ain't that crazy? I just said I don't want to say the shit, but then I'll say bitch. So it's like, man, I got to get my priorities straight. Anyway, because he lost to Tyson Fury, or because it is all these stories about that Anthony Joshua spread. Once Deontay Wilder started making a good amount of money and his popularity started jumping after the first Luis Ortiz fight, then the second Anthony Joshua fight, then Anthony Joshua changes his tune, and all of a sudden it's let's fight. But it's when he already has fights lined up, and when Tyson, just like right now, Anthony Joshua's running around doing the same act to Tyson Fury that he did with Deontay Wilder. It's literally the same act. Let's fight. Okay, really? Let's fight. When are you going to fight? We're in the middle. You want to fight now? You're talking about all that. You're in the middle of a lockdown in the UK, in the middle of a lockdown in the United States, and all kind of different places on the globe. And Tyson Fury already has a mandated rematch with Deontay Wilder, and you have a mandated fight with Pulev. Why are you calling for a fight with Deontay Wilder, with Anthony Joshua? Right? Why are you even asking for it? Because you know you can't give it, he can't give it, and you're not going to make it. It's not even in the plan. You're going to but hey, man, you know. None of these guys are completely that way because they're boxers. I mean, don't get me wrong. These guys are tough guys. They're tough fighters. You know, AJ is not somebody you're just going to walk up into the street and start a fight with unless, you're Drew Titan or somebody. Drew Titan might actually do that. So look, man, all these guys there's a requisite amount of bravery to being a boxer. It's what it is, man. You're not going to be able to get in there and can be a complete sucker because you got to be able to hit. You got to be able to get hit. None of these guys are that. But for Anthony Joshua, I mean, just to flap his lips about Deontay Wilder, man. And people ask him why. He also said something was answering a question about why he didn't dog out Deontay Wilder after the loss to Tyson Fury. And my thought was, man, maybe you're just a decent human being that realizes that you might be a gigantic hypocrite if you say anything about Deontay Wilder, seeing as you just went through the same thing. You know what I mean? And then the way that you went about it was super soft. You know what I mean? Super soft. Getting knocked down 4 times and quitting up against a rope. Wasn't no towel thrown out. Wasn't no anger on your part about that fight being stopped. It was like, what? And then in the rematch, when you actually get in the ring for the rematch, then you don't even fight the guy. This guy knocked you out, beat you up, knocked you out. You did the exact opposite of what the Anthony Joshua is famous for doing, which is going in there, beating the guy up and getting him out of there and stopping him. He turns into a bootleg, I would say a bootleg Muhammad Ali, but more like a bootleg James Quick Tillis, something like that. You know what I mean? Not because to say you bootleg Ali would mean that style, you would have to be somewhere reminiscent of that. He's more like knocking off somebody that knocked off Ali. He might have, like, I don't mean like knocked off, like is a knockoff of Ali. So it's like you're an imitation, not an imitation Ali. You're like an imitation of the imitation of Ali. Because there are guys that did that in early 19, because I guess Larry Holmes is a very great knockoff of Muhammad Ali. James Quick Tillis might be, a slightly less or a significantly less version of that. And then after you get past, that, then you might get to the level of Ali imitation that he did with, that Anthony Joshua did with Andy Ruiz. So to call this dude when you don't even, when you don't even want to fight a guy that, 5'10" fat man, please kick rocks, get out of town, man. But at least AJ gave me something to talk about. I don't mind at all. Some things get rough, man, being a boxing fan, man, because there's nothing really going on in the sport day to day, but there's a lot of talking going on about stuff. One thing I'm going to put at the end of this video, though, is that we're going to talk about on the next video is just, the double standards, just the ridiculous double standards that go on in boxing, man. Deontay Wilder, I'm going to talk about that with Devin Haney and the stuff that happened with Devin Haney, but I'll do that in the next video. But just think about the stuff with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua and how they're literally in the same position, man, except for when Deontay Wilder had a draw with Tyson Fury. He rematched him and then agreed to having a 3-fight split with him, right? So, but everybody in the so bunch of big people in the UK want to write Deontay Wilder off for losing to Tyson Fury. Like, it doesn't matter let's not do this fight. Like AJ, right? Hey, tell Deontay Wilder to just go away and we can have this fight with each other. But fought tooth and nail to prevent Andy Ruiz from doing the same thing and fighting Deontay Wilder instead of the rematch having Deontay Wilder fight Andy Ruiz instead of the rematch with Anthony Joshua. But, the same people that were putting out all this talk about how you have to have the rematch, it's in the contract, you have to have it, he can't get out of it, he'll sue him, he'll own him. All of a sudden, with Deontay Wilder, it's like, go away for the good of boxing. Go away for the good of boxing. We need to do what's in the best interest of boxing. Man, just give me a break. Anyway, it is what it is. Thank you for chopping it up about boxing with me, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.